Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Bit of a walk in the woods today on a really wet and rainy day in the northeast of England, and I've been out getting some more of the turkey tail mushrooms, which you'll see in this bag right here. So there's a nice little picking of some turkey tails from the woods today, and there's some really nice sized ones in here. There's a couple of fairly modest sized ones there, but there's some nice paws on the bottom of that one, which is lovely, and there's a small little amount in that bag, and I'm just going through the woods and seeing what I can find in terms of turkey tails today. But it is really very wet today, and as you can see, the path that I'm walking along is really nice and muddy, but there's little signs of things that have started to emerge within the woods for the year coming up, and you can see that there's various greenery around, and although the trees are still sleeping, some of the plants on the floor are starting to show signs of slowly waking up, and there is green coming on the woodland plants. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a walk through the woods today, and this is Throckley Dene, not far from where I live, and it's a really nice place. Some lovely trees in here, nice beech tree there with its beech leaves on, and there's signs of life on some of the other trees as well. There's some flowers coming on this tree right here, which is really nice, and generally things are starting to show signs of getting closer to spring. Beautiful. And I'll just let you enjoy the sights and the sounds as I walk around, and if I start anything cool then I'll have a stop and show you. There's a bit of a sewage type drainage pipe over there, and there's a lot of water that runs into here from surface water, and it goes along networks of pipes, so I'm not sure if that's come from there or it's something that's been dumped here. Can't quite tell, but it's not great that that's in the little bit of water there, but hopefully someone will come along and remove that. But other than that, this place really is a pleasant place to be. And come April, there's a load of wild garlic grows in here, and there's not much sign of it appearing as of yet, but we are still only in February, so there's plenty of time for that to happen. But it has been fairly mild this winter. We have had a little bit of snow here and there, but you can see how mild it has been for the most part of this winter, because there's still green on this fern right here. And there's nothing here to stop the cold and the frost and the icy air from getting to it, because if you look above it there, they're all deciduous trees. So the ferns are still showing signs of green from last year, which is not something you see every day. And although there's been snowfall, it was short-lived, and the ferns within the woods have just been able to carry on and keep a hold of that green. And if we just look in the centre of this fern here, you might be able to see the places where growth will come for the year coming up. And they're not quite showing themselves as of yet, but sooner or later, there's one right there. If you just move that leaf out the way, you can see there's a sort of rounded bit of growth there, and that's where the leaves for this year's fern will come from, that little bit of area there. And there'll be various other ones on this fern within there as well, amongst all these woodland brambles. It's nice here though, isn't it? And there's quite a lot of small little birds in here, some little blue tits and robins and finches and you see quite a lot of blackbirds flitting about and wood pigeons. And there's a load of false turkey tail type mushrooms on this log right here. See them there? So they're your more typical false type turkey tail, and they do get mistaken for actual turkey tails, but they're not. As you can see, they're creamy to yellow colour underneath as opposed to white, and they're smooth on the underside. And although they have the rings like turkey tails do, that is not them. But just look at them all on this fallen birch tree. Quite beautiful looking things, but not what it is that I'm looking for today when I'm in here. And the trees look great, don't they? Sorry about the wobbly hand there, but I just love the form of trees at this time of year. And if you just look at the branches on them, they really are quite stunning when they haven't got the leaves on. And although trees are at their most beautiful when they've got their leaves and they're doing their flowering thing, it's really cool to look at them when they're bare. And just look at the form of the branches. And that one there, all the branches are kind of wiggling and woggling over that way in a wiggly woggly fashion, and they just look quite artistic and just stunning. There's no other word for it. But the branches themselves against the pure white cloudy sky really are quite cool, don't you think? And you can just see how much rain there's been this winter, and it really has rained loads and loads and loads. And those of you who are watching who live in the UK or indeed the northeast of England will know just how much rainfall there's been. And this waterway is always moving, but it's never quite as rapid or as fast flowing with as much volume of water as what you see right here. It's usually a lot slower than this, and this is quite raging for this particular little stream. And I'm going to see if I can go down here and show you a little bit closer the water. But it is quite slippy because it's so muddy, so I'll have to find a way where I can get down where I'm not going to fall, okay? I don't want to end up in the water itself or lose my phone in the water. So we'll just go down this little bit of a walkway here, and I'll show you the water closer. And as you can see, it really is quite moving. I'm just going to put my hand in there. Isn't that cool? Little dandelion there, which reminds us dandelions are really nice bit of forage food and nice forage eating. So now that the young dandelions are starting to knock up a little bit of greenery, it is something that I'm going to be going out and picking in various places and using it as a spinach substitute, which is really quite nice. So it's nice to see the dandelions starting to knock out some foliage for the air. And I want to take you to the turkey tails that are further on, and it is on a rather big tree. So when we get there, I'll show you the little place that I've picked a few already. And I don't like to take them all. It's best to take what you need or what you can have from the area that you're taking them from, but then at the same time make sure that there's some left to remain to do their thing and spread their spores and colonise another place, so in future years there'll be other pickings in other places. And I usually stick by that when I go out foraging for things. If I come across something, I'll take, some people say you should take only half. I like to aim for just taking a third, you know, and then that way there's some for someone else if they want to pick some, and there's also plenty left for the nature itself, you know. So don't be too greedy, don't take too much, and just take what it is that is comfortable for the environment and also good enough for yourself. And the rain's easing off a bit now, which is nice, and there's some really nice mosses on this old fallen tree here, and if you go really close to mosses, they really are quite cool plants. And just allow it to focus there, and they often get overlooked, the mosses, but they're really quite cool little plants, and they're even more interesting when they all come to flower, and especially the lichens when they flower. Some of the ones that you see on Scotland on the stone walls where the air is super clear and super clean is almost like not of this world, you know. Some of the lichens that you see up in Scotland, or indeed other remote places, but the most interesting ones I've seen is always been north of the border from here, and they like I say, are almost otherworldly looking, you know. Some of them look so peculiar and different in terms of what you'd expect from typical plant life that they almost look not of this world. Come on, Ginny, that water's moving too fast for you today. The daffodil over here, poking through. See if there's any flowers coming on these daffodils here. There's a daffodil flower there and one there, and hopefully there'll be other ones coming soon. There's another little one coming right there, so there's some very early signs of daffodils, which is rather early for the time of year. This is quite cool. Look at this tree here. Very, very slippy on this little bank, but you can see there's quite a hollow in this tree. Isn't that cool? Up and up and up. Gnarly. The lovely holly bush here, which I'll show you when we get to it. I do like a holly. Reminds you of Christmas and stuff, doesn't it? But it's also a really lovely plant in the woods. And that there is quite a decent sized holly tree. I love its leaves. So cool. Spiky. Had quite a lot of wind over the last few years, stormy weather. It seems to be becoming more common as time goes by. You can see there's been a lot of tree falls in here. There's a really big one that's come down over here. I'll show you this tree that's come down in the last couple of years. quite a big one that's come down as well. Check that out. I'm glad I wasn't here when it fell. Would have spoiled me day a bit. Huge, isn't it? Look at that. Oh look, this is interesting, look. This is what's known as Lords and Ladies. And the Lords and Ladies is starting to come up. And this plant gets a lot larger than this eventually, with big ovate type heart-shaped leaves. You can see the heart-shaped leaf right there. And they really do get quite big, maybe double the size of my hand when they're in full growth. And they then get a spike coming from the centre and loads of little red berries on them. So that's Lords and Ladies, or the start of it. There's quite a lot of them in here, which is cool. Nice plant, Lords and Ladies of the woods. So yeah, gonna get this bottle, folks. May as well take this home, put it in the bin where it should go. Well, I've got a bag on my back, so I'll stick that in my pocket for now, but then I'll put it in my bag and put it in the recycling bin when I get home. Gonna have to duck down underneath this tree that's bent right over with all this ivy on it here, but check this out. Some ivy berries coming on there, which is quite cool. So I'll have to duck under here. Hey. Bit of a mud track here, which is quite cool. Look at the colour on these beech trees. And beeches, when they're young, hold onto their leaves, a bit like what oaks do, and they're such a vibrant bright orange. Beech leaves when they've gone over. Really pretty trees, beeches, I love them. I like them in May when the yellow flowers come out as well, which is again really nice. Check out this tree that's snapped yellow. Look at that there. And that's it for today, folks. I just wanted to share me little walk in the wet woods with you today in Throckley Dene, and it's been a nice day to pick out some more turkey tail mushrooms. And if you look through me community posts, you'll see other pictures of those turkey tail mushrooms, and you can go out and look for fallen hardwood trees like oaks and beeches, but they do grow on other trees as well, but mostly on hardwoods. And if you find these fallen trees, or they don't have to be fallen, sometimes they can be still standing but dead trees, but wherever you find them in terms of hardwood, whether the tree's fallen or it's still standing, or it could even be just a really big branch or a bit of branch material that's snapped off in the wind and fell to the ground, but whatever material you find it on, go out there and get some of these lovely turkey tail mushrooms to make teas and other things with. I've been looking at apothecary, I can't pronounce that very well, but apothecary, and I'll put a link on the community pages about this stock that I've looked up, turkey tail stock, and you can add seaweed and chaga powder to it, celery and carrots, and make yourself a stock for making vegetable soups and vegetable stews or gravy. And you can add turkey tails to it and cook it up for around about 1 to 2 hours on a slow simmer, and then you can strain this material, and then you got your stock, and you can either freeze it or pressure can it and put it in jars or containers and use it to make soups and stews, like I say, or put it into your gravy. But you get the added benefit of the medicinal properties and the lovely things that turkey tail mushrooms bring you. So we're going to do a few more videos, or certainly more videos as the year goes on me turkey tail hunting and me turkey tail picking. But today was just a little insight to a place that I like to go looking for them, and there is quite a lot of places in here and bits of material for them to be found on, but there is other places that I'm aware of that have got them as well, so we'll have a look at that sometime in the very future. I'll put a video together, but I'll end this video today and I'll just show you some horses in this field here, and unfortunately they've got their back to us, but a couple of horses over there chewing on some hay. And that's it, folks. There's actually a couple more beasts over here, so I'll show you these two beasties and then we'll be saying cheerio for today. You can just see the rain that's coming down. I'll just hold you there. Really is very wet today, and it's been like this for quite a while, so just show you these couple of horses, poor buggers, looking quite wet there in the rain. Oh, there's a couple of little ones over here as well. Look at that there. Isn't that cool? See if I can get a bit closer without spooking them. Hello guys. Oh, bless them. I know, mate, I was thinking that as well. Hello. Hiya. Oh, you're lovely, aren't you? Hello, mate. Hello, fella. Hello, fella. You like it? Did you get your face scratched here? Yes, you're lovely. You're really, really wet, pal. Oh, look at this little one down here as well. Hello, mate. No biting now. Right, that's it for today, everyone. It's home time. Get back in the dry. You gotta have a bit of a splash, don't you? Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been nice to talk to you and walk with you in the pouring rain, like. And I'll catch you again on the next one. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from Throckley Dene. Catch you again next time.